Morning. Easter starts tomorrow. The Easter long weekend starts tomorrow. We're going away, and I was looking for a cake to make. So I've got main meals. We're going up to Mount Hotham, where we're summer members of a ski lodge, which is awesome. So I've made a couple of meals to take. We're having the chili beef with lemon feta and the red Thai fish curry, which I'll tell you what, I took camping a couple of weeks ago and it was so awesome. I'm doing that again. I've also made Mexican bean soup and the pumpkin tart. Now the pumpkin tart I can actually show you because I've just finished baking that one. Still warm. This is an awesome recipe. So what happens with that is it's actually the whole base is vegetables and a bit of cheese. So it's a really great recipe. However, I am making the hang on, apple buckle cake. Now, never had any idea, I never heard of a buckle cake before, but I'll get it up in just a sec. My Thermomix had turned off. So I'm going into my wheat. And you can see I've got the pumpkin tart and the apple buckle cake. Interesting, hey? Start cooking. Oven is heating, actually, it's a little bit hot. Just a bit. Okay. I've lined the bottom of a springform tin, so I have reused some baking paper. I tend to just literally have a sheet, put it down, do up this around the base, and I have greased the inside with butter. Okay, next, let's get going. It's an interesting cake, I think. 100 grams of unsalted butter. 75 grams of caster sugar. I always go under a bit with sugar. So that's 60. Pinch of fine sea salt, which I have here. 2 medium eggs. They're going in. So this is the base of the cake. 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. So I have zested this. Now, the other thing I could have done if I'd thought about it earlier was I could have put the lemon in with sugar and raw sugar. So the lemon rind in with raw sugar and just made it into caster sugar, and that would have zested the lemon really well. However, what I did use is this little a microplane, but it's one that actually collects everything. It was given to me by someone at work a few years ago, and it's been really awesome. So something else lurking in there. Lemon zest, and that was my lemon juice as well. 15 grams of baking powder. And then 200 grams of plain flour. So I'm actually using some gluten-free flour here. Wild sourdough flour. That is. Pop the lid on. Find a measuring cup. There we go. 20 seconds, speed 6. There's transfer to prepared tin, and using the back of a tablespoon, to spread over. Oh, it's really quite more moist than I thought it would be. Anyway, yummy. I'll go and wash my hands now. Spread the dough all over the base and approximately 5 centimeters up the sides. So. sticky. All right, so I'll just have one more go around there. That. Now I've still got plenty around my blades. So little trick for those who don't know it, you can still see the Thermomix in the background. Over to turbo, pop your lid back on. Turbo. Come on. Back into my recipe. That will loosen the lid. Release the lid. Okay, and there we go, clean the blades. So I need a knife, I think, to get this off or something. I've got a dog waiting patiently for a walk, but I want to get this in the oven before I take it. So she has to wait a minute or two. All right, there we go. So here's my here's all my dough. Now it's supposed to be with the back of a spoon, but I've got the knife here, so I might just use the knife. I've got to just push it up the sides. Remember, it's been greased with butter. And over the bottom. She does. Just want to make sure I sort of even this up a bit around the sides. It'll be interesting, this one. So it does say at the end that you need to leave the cooked cake in the tin for an hour. So, all right, I think that's looking reasonable. More over there, maybe. Little dog's waiting. Okay, so there's my base ready to go. Now, place in the fridge to require. So just okay. Clean mixing bowl. I've got another mixing bowl over here. I will just do a little swap. It's a busy night last night, just lots of cooking, prepping for going away. All right, now, next part is place a large bowl on the mixing bowl lid and weigh into it 750 grams of eating apples, peeled and halved. Now, quite difficult to actually get the core out halving. I've managed it with some of them. Set the bowl aside, so I'll just pop that over there for a minute. And I'm going to use the cutter to slice these apples. Asking me to put the cutter shaft drive, the dry shaft. So that just sits over there. It can only sit one way. If I put it that way, it's not stable. So it's very easy to work out. Then put that in. Place the cutting disc with side one slicing up. So this is side one. So I've just got to turn it around that way. And that's going in there. Okie doke. Place cutter lid on cutter, insert apples vertically. Now, see, that's not going to work quite. So, I need to trim them a little bit. It's all very well. You got to have the right. Sorry about that. Was my thumb over the. Got to have the right size apples. Anyway, that's in there. Get that as well. I think I've Aussied up my camera. That's a bit better. All right. Yeah, just a little bit big. Okay, so I've got that. I'm just going to have to trim these just a little bit. Those down. I don't honestly think it matters too much when I look at what it's going to end up with. Anyway, so it's asking me to turn the speed selector to thick. Got my pusher. See that? Put the pusher on here. Stop for a second and trim up a couple more of these. That can go in there. Now, these cutters are not in stock, all right? However, there's no point in not showing you stuff, I reckon. So what you need to do, if you want one, and I'll put the link in the little blurb, you need to go onto the mix shop and you need to register to be notified when they're back in stock. That puts you onto a list of people who are interested. And as your name comes to the top and they come in stock, they tend to be coming in dribs and drabs. Every now and then I see a customer's had a cutter sale go through. But when it's your turn, you'll be sent an email asking if you want to purchase. All right. But I'm going to keep going with these apples. I think. Load these ones up a bit because these are all the bits, the small pieces. I think if you were making an apple tart and you want to make it look really pretty, you'd have to be far more accurate with this stuff, but this way I don't think it matters. She said, I could be wrong. We'll see. Okie doke. Super quick way to chop up a whole lot of apples, isn't it? Okay. Wow, I have a full bowl. Look at that. All right. So there's all my beautiful apples. Let's get that out of the way. Look at these. Beautiful. All right. Sprinkle with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and mix well and set aside. So I've got my lemon juice already squeezed in here. I'm just going to do that. Mix well. Okay. All right, remove the Thermomix shaft cutter, like the cutter shaft. This is so important. I've had people who've chopped these up. You've got to remember to do that. If it does happen to you though, you can get a replacement, okay? So don't worry too much about it, but obviously better not to do it in the first place. Now, we haven't actually prepped these quantities, but it won't take long. We ran out of bowls actually. Too much washing up. Okay. It was difficult judging those. Ready? 75 grams of that. Of caster sugar. I normally go a bit under. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So this is vanilla essence. So I have all vanilla paste, if you like, that I've made in the Thermomix. Yeah, smells just incredible. I think I need 3 eggs and I haven't actually got those out. So bear with me. Get back together in a moment. As taught by my mother, I always like to break the eggs before I put them in, just in case. I know we very rarely come across a bad one, but you know, such a waste, particularly with the cost of living at the moment. If you put a bad egg into all those ingredients, you got to start again. Not good. Okay, 3 eggs. Got to put my table juice, my lemon juice, it's a little bit under. Anyway, that's okay. And then I've got half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Just going to use the other end of this teaspoon. Okay. Pop the lid on. "20 seconds, speed 4. Tidying up. Next, transfer to the bowl where the apples mix well and then pour into the prepared tea. So, I'm going to get my apples over here. There they are. And this mixture, which is just a bit liquidy, really. Spatula. Looks like curdled eggs, really. All right. Smells awesome. Then I've just got to mix that all up. Mix well. Quite excited to see what this all turns out like. I've made a cake quite like this. I wasn't sure how, I didn't read the full recipe, so I wasn't aware of all the bits that go in with the apples. All right, let me get the cake tin out of the fridge. All right, this goes into the middle. There's a lot of apples. I don't think they're all going to fit, but what I'll do is I will get some of that liquid over there. So that's probably quite crucial to the baking, I'm sure. This was the right size tin. Oh, well, tell you what, we'll keep trying to jam them in, pile them on. Okay. Wow. That is one full cake. Obviously, they're going to, you know, soften up and it will look like less when it's all done. All right. So I've done all that. Bake for 40 minutes at 170. And then after that, I need to cover it with foil and bake for a further 20. So I will post a picture of the finished result when it's all done. Then it has to sit in the tin for an hour before you turn it out. All right. See ya.